VeChain Foundation launches a $1 million grant to boost the NFT system.
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we're going to be talking all about that $1 million grant that VeChain are offering to basically boost the NFT ecosystem. As we get into this video, guys, and you do find it useful, informative, then go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with all these new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems that we talk about here at Cheeky Crypto, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And if you hit that bell, you'll get all those notifications and you won't miss a single thing. That being said, though, sometimes YouTube just doesn't quite get those notifications sent out, but supposedly you're supposed to. Chris, anything you would like to add before we jump on down and take a look at what's going on here with the $1 million grant?
Yeah, just let me know what your targets are for VeChain. Really interested to know what price you think we're going to see for VeChain 2021.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
So VeChain Foundation launches a $1 million grant to boost VeChain NFT ecosystem. So let's get into this and see exactly what is going on, right? So the VeChain Foundation has announced a $1 million grant program to boost the adoption of VeChain 4 via its NFT ecosystem. And this is pretty big news. So in an official announcement from on April 28th, the company revealed that the grants are targeted at developers and project adjusted or adjudged to the potential value to the ecosystem. So to this end, the grant will provide resources for them to build on the VeChain 4 blockchain. And it's pretty big news because if we start thinking and really breaking down what VeChain is all about, it's all about enterprise level adoption, right? It's not truly going after the everyday user, it's going after the businesses, those large enterprises. And obviously, as NFTs are becoming more and more popular, more and more brands are potentially turning their attention to NFTs and trying to create brand associated NFTs. And when it comes to that kind of thing, this is where VeChain really comes to life. So here you can see the tweet just here. This is from the VeChain Foundation, and it reads the following. It says, "Are you a dApp developer? Come start your NFT, DeFi gaming project or contribute to our NFT ecosystem. The new VeChain grant program starts now. $1 million USD will be allocated for you. Join us for the NFT revolution on VeChain 4. And you also get a 50% bonus for anyone running an X node as well. So this is truly, quite a positive move in the step, Chris. And it definitely feels like VeChain are going after quite strongly here the NFT space. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like to see this sort of stuff. I think it's great for the adoption of VeChain, and it's going to be interesting. This is something we're starting to see a lot of projects doing to attract people to build on their ecosystems. And yeah, I really do like the way that projects are going about doing this. I think it's really healthy for the space.
It really is. And if we just scroll down a little bit further here, we can see that growing VeChain via developer incentives. So currently VeChain's market cap stands at about $12.3 billion. And it's quite remarkable to me, Chris, because you have things like Doge, right, at 40 odd billion. And something that VeChain has absolute massive real world use. It's been integrated in many large enterprises around the globe, right? You obviously have DNVGL, we obviously have PwC, two massive players globally, and all their clients, if they want to use blockchain technology, will more than likely end up adopting VeChain. Then obviously you have that government contract over in China, and of course over in Cyprus when it comes to traceability in the hospitality sector. Then of course, you talk about Walmart China and the things that they've been able to achieve using VeChain, along with BMW, Renault, you have H&M. We also have, No Seafood over in the US. The list kind of goes on and on and on. The list of partnerships and use cases for VeChain just continues to grow. So to see this thing at only 12.3 billion when you have something like Doge at 40 billion. It just feels really disjointed, I have
It
to
does.
say. But I am a firm believer that VeChain deserves a top 10 spot, and I think it will get there. More and more people now are talking about VeChain and the things that VeChain are up to in the real world, and that's been fantastic. And if you're one of those real early adopters like Chris here, you're able to get a substantial position real early on because you could see the value that was actually being built here on VeChain. Then ultimately you're going to be enjoying those very lucrative returns in due course, at least in my opinion. I'm pretty sure you will agree to that, Chris.
Yeah, personally, if you've got in at a similar time to myself, you've already seen remarkable gains. When you compare the gains that we've seen for the VeChain in comparison to other markets, I mean, it's next level.
It really is. So, the significance or significantly behind the DeFi ecosystem leader Ethereum, right? So, Ethereum at the point of this particular article was about 318 billion. And obviously, Ethereum has its own problems. We all know this, scalability, gas fees, all that kind of stuff. But, there's lots of sharks circling around Ethereum trying to get a slice of the pie. And it now appears that VeChain is also going after some of that as well. So, I imagine that Cardano is going to take a significant chunk away from Ethereum in due course with the smart contract functionality. But I can also see VeChain here taking a huge slice away in terms of those NFT marketplaces, specifically around the brands, right? Because if a brand is already currently utilizing VeChain for, inventory, supply chain, traceability, authenticity, then why not also mint your NFTs on the same ecosystem? It just makes sense. So I could potentially see some more, stuff actually moving away from Ethereum and moving over to VeChain, which would be pretty awesome. So the data here for VeChain has seen rapid growth in the past year as it seeks to someday overhaul the 800-pound gorilla that is Ethereum, right? And I do think it's going to have a significant impact on Ethereum. And I think Ethereum is going to do really well in 2021, Chris. It's just longer term. I think maybe VeChain will eventually, start to dwindle down in the same way that we saw the .com era, right? AOL was the number one email provider for a very large amount of time. But where are they now, right? And it's all about those kind of things. Being first to market's great, but if you do not adapt to the changes, and I don't think Ethereum has adapted very well, it's been a bit slow to react, then ultimately, you're not going to be keeping up with the competition, which is coming thick and fast now. So it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out. I know there's loads of pro Ethereum people out there, and I do like Ethereum. I think it's done great things for the space, but they haven't been able to adapt as quickly as they needed to, and that's why you're seeing a lot of this now. So while Ethereum continues to dominate the NFT and wider DeFi space, the VeChain Foundation believes that VeChain 4 offers significant upside for developers. This is mainly down to its dual token structure, which enables it to offer low and stable gas prices for users, in stark contrast to that of the Ethereum blockchain. And obviously Ethereum are trying to adjust and sort their fees out, but I think that's also going to have an impact on the miners who may now not be as profitable mining Ethereum. They may switch to something else. So again, there'll be other issues that may come from that. And obviously as moving over to Ethereum 2.0 and having to lock up your Ethereum for staking for a large period of time and all that kind of stuff, could have implications as well. So I think Ethereum has some good elements and some bad ones, but we'll have to see how it all plays out. So with VeChain, that dual token system works really well. V4 has the ability to be voted on to adjust the price accordingly. So you can obviously keep the prices low and stable for those enterprises, with the VET coin actually working as the currency in the system. So you basically just hold VET, and that will earn you V4, and V4 can be then used to basically pay for your gas fees. So really good system, and when well structured out, and has worked incredibly well for those large enterprises. So to this end, the company believes that introducing incentives to attract developers and projects onto VeChain 4 is the first part to building an enterprise NFT system, or ENFT. When fully active, the ENFT system, the company says, will stand for the forefront of blockchain mass adoption. And I do agree with that. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we talk about partnerships and bridging and all that sort of stuff, and I guess this is one way of going about getting more projects to partner with, and improve your ecosystem. It's one of those fundamental things that, you know, a lot of people are probably just starting to talk about, but it is going to set these projects apart from the rest. And I think, you know, VeChain is amongst a few projects that have immense partnerships, yeah, integrated, you know, all across the world. So it is one of those that, you know, it's light years ahead of other projects, in my opinion. You know, it's the only 5-star rated blockchain in the world, and you know, that is amazing just in itself. So yeah, I think this project is going to do phenomenally well in the future, and I've been saying this sub 1 cent.
Absolutely. And Chris, here's a quote from the program announcement. It says, to build such an ecosystem, we need as many applications and projects as we can get, including NFT marketplaces, token bridges, DeFi applications, open source tools, and more. The compounding effort of more tools will exponentially increase the development progress of the NFT ecosystem. Now, the reason that I call that out is there's one key thing in there, Chris, that we've been talking about for a while, and is absolutely key to moving things further forward, right? NFTs are the current hype. DeFi was last year and also this year. But there's one thing that a lot of people seem to be overlooking at the moment, and that is bridging. Do you want to talk a little bit on the bridging side, Chris?
Yeah, so, you know, I've talked about this, you know, a fair amount recently, and, you know, you see it quite a lot with Cardano would be a prime example with what happened yesterday, right? So, you know, there was call outs for 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓 as a project that, you know, are doing work with Cardano. You've got Singularity Net, which we've talked about several times, you know, having an like a dual office in Africa with Cardano as well. And, you know, these are the sorts of things that, you know, I think are going to set the projects apart, as I mentioned in a form earlier in the video. And yeah, for me, it's going to support with the space as a whole, I feel, because, you know, if you've got all these different projects integrating with one another, I think, you know, if we say Singularity Net are like the dons, right, of AI, right? Cardano aren't. Yeah, they've got strengths in other areas. Now, if you combine both of those, I mean, you get a much better ecosystem, not just for Cardano, but also for Singularity Net, right? And this is the sort of thing that's going to set these projects apart from one another. We see this with Harmony and the bridge work that they're doing. We see this with Polkadot. You know, the list goes on and on. VeChain is amongst that as well. And for me, yeah, these are the things that I look for in projects. You know, how do I envision the future being? And it's very much like what we saw yesterday with Cardano, and VeChain are doing, you know, immense things also, and they're integrated with partners all over the world. So, you know, you get this FUD around, you know, it's from China, which it isn't actually even from China, but, you know, because they've got a government sort of partnership there, that's what comes out quite a lot. So, you know, for me, yeah, it just, I mean, VeChain's already, you know, for me and Cardano, you know, both of these projects have separated themselves from the rest of the market in different ways. But, you know, for me, they're great projects.
Absolutely. Fantastic stuff. So VeChain Foundation says it has committed $1 million to its grant program with the express intention of incentivizing developers and projects to choose VeChain 4 over competing blockchains. In a nod to its growing rivalry with Ethereum, the company also stressed that VeChain 4's base gas price has recently been reduced, specifically to benefit the developers. So fantastic stuff going on there. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of the detail of the specifics on the actual program itself, but, you know, basically developers you know, may navigate any topic, right? It could be it could include, but not limited to, those NFT marketplaces, NFT-enabled games applications, enterprise-level NFT solutions, DeFi applications, token bridges, cross-chain tools, research projects, amongst almost anything, really. And there is an upper limit of $30,000 per, which could be allocated per a successful applicant. You do get an extra 50%, though, if you are a VeChain X node operator. So bear that in mind as well. So this is fantastic news, guys. They are going after the NFTs, which should be no surprise to many. And I do think this is going to be fantastic for all those brands that are currently looking to operate on VeChain anyway. And it just keeps everything in-house. And obviously, with all the bridging that's going to eventually happen here, it's going to be fantastic to see how everything unfolds. So guys, hopefully you found this video useful and informative. If you did, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto, then do subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all of it. It is free. You'll stay well informed. So why not? And with all of that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.